Okay, this is the type of cheese I use. It's called Longhorn style Colby cheese, and I get this at Giant. Wise also sells it, but they come in kind of these like moon-shaped blocks. And then macaroni, of course. I use 2 of each only because I like a lot of cheese, and I have this bowl from 1970 that I use, which is very deep, and it takes a lot of macaroni, so I do 2. If you use a smaller bowl, you can just do 1 macaroni and 1 cheese. That's fine too. And you just boil the macaroni like usual and cut up the cheese. This is how the cheese looks while we cut it. I use a cutting board, and it comes out like in blocks like that. Ignore the white stuff in my bowl. My bowl is stained from prior use, but it's clean. And this is what it looks like. And then we wait for the water to boil with the macaroni. Okay, now we have our macaroni finished, the bowl, and we got the cheese and a stick of butter, which you're supposed to use the whole stick, I believe, but sometimes I get chintzy on the butter. But anyway, so what I do is I take the butter, peeling down the side. Okay, take the butter and you kind of just coat. I'm not left-handed, so let me switch hands here. Here we go. Okay, you just kind of coat the butter around the edges. That's just so it doesn't get stuck, like the stuff doesn't stick to the edges. So always take a stick of butter and do that. Okay, then we're going to start loading the macaroni in for layer 1. So you put a layer like that, and then you put some cheese down for layer 1. I try to coat the whole thing. Now I need to get a knife. Okay, I'm back. And you cut the butter just in little slabs. I kind of make a mush of it, but anyway. And then you put some butter in there as well. Wow, also because the butter's melting because it's 95 degrees. Ugh. So, okay, so yeah. So I put the butter down in here like this. I try to spread it out equally. Something like that. And then we're going in for layer 2 of the macaroni. Covering up the cheese basically. Yeah, okay. So here's layer 2 of the macaroni. Let's push it down a little bit because sometimes it gets. I fill it to the brim, which actually is not strategically the best way because I do boil over when cooking, but I like to have as much as possible to make it last. So, alright, now we're putting some more cheese down. Okay, gotta make sure I save enough cheese for my top because that's where it's at, the top layer. Okay, I'm spreading that out some. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And then we get some more butter. Over here, sorry. Not good with the video. So we're going to spread some butter around. Again, I try to be stingy with the butter just because, I mean, look at all the cheese because that's, you know, fatty enough in itself. So anyway, so I try to get stingy with the butter a little bit, but with the extra cheese you don't notice that it's not dry or anything. So, and I'm going to resume when I have the 3rd layer done. This is the top layer. We got it all finished. It's filled to the brim. I don't know if you can tell, but it's probably not good to do that, but that's how I do it because I like it filled to the maximum capacity. And I'm kind of miffed. I usually put more cheese on top, so I think I put more on the very bottom layer than usual. So that's okay though, but it'll be the same. And then we put milk. Just dump the milk. I'm gonna watch the milk, not my camera. Okay. Pour milk over the whole thing. I don't have exact measurements. I'm just going to use what's left here because it's about right, so, oops, I'm like making a mess. So you get milk all up in that, and then, oh, damn, that's really messy. Oh. Anyhow, okay, so you do that, and then we got the oven ready. I cook it at 425, which is too high. It's just too high, but like probably 375, 400 max would probably be the right thing. And also, you cover it with foil, this masterpiece, and then pop it in the oven, and there he is. He's in the oven cooking. I don't tight wrap it in foil, which you're supposed to. Ignore the dirty oven, please. You're supposed to wrap it in tight, but since I have it so filled, the milk makes it rise up when it cooks, and it gets all the cheese, the good layer, gets stuck to the foil. So I will cook it with the foil for probably 20 minutes or so. Then I take the foil off because I purposely burn this because that's how I like it and HV likes it. So we burn the top layer, and the milk kind of burns up on the sides, so it forms a nice crust, and then the center is perfect. So I'll try to take a picture of the final product, but that's about it. And this is the final product. This is the top layer. I'm very aware that it's burnt, but that's how we like it. And this is what the inside looks like.